Welcome to part 7 of our 10-part series on the best HR software in 2026. In this episode, it's all about employee engagement software, the tools that help organizations measure, understand, and improve how connected employees feel to their work, their managers, and the company. We'll cover what's important in this category, as well as some of the best options for small, mid-market, and enterprise organizations. But before we dive in, this video is sponsored by several HR leaders, including our title sponsor, Paycom, as well as our other sponsors and partners, Dayforce, Bamboo HR, PDS, and Paypro. What a stellar group of platforms. You can learn more about each of them through the links in the description, and stick around to the end for more resources. All right, let's dive in. What is employee engagement software? Employee engagement software helps organizations understand how engaged employees are at work and take action to improve it. The category spans pulse surveys and engagement measurement, recognition and rewards programs, manager effectiveness tools, internal communications platforms, and employee feedback systems. Organizations that measure engagement consistently, act on the results, and hold managers accountable for their team's engagement scores see meaningful improvements in retention, productivity, and customer satisfaction. In 2026, the best engagement platforms are moving beyond surveys toward continuous listening, connecting engagement signals to performance data, compensation, and workforce analytics. Here are some of the best options for small, mid-market, and enterprise organizations. Best employee engagement software for smaller organizations. For smaller businesses, the employee engagement challenge is more cultural than systemic. When you have less than 100 people, the CEO probably knows everyone's name. Culture is felt, not measured. The risk isn't that engagement is unmeasured, it's that leadership is flying blind as the company grows, and that informal cultural health can deteriorate quickly. The best employee engagement platforms for small businesses make recognition easy and visible, peer-to-peer recognition that doesn't require HR to facilitate, quick shoutouts via Slack or Teams integrations that reinforce company values and make good work visible. Run lightweight, regular pulse surveys, short, frequent check-ins that surface how people are feeling without survey fatigue, ENPS questions, quick mood indicators, and targeted surveys. Provide actionable reporting, not just scores, but context. What's driving the scores, which teams are outliers, and where action is most needed. Here are several employee engagement platforms consistently chosen by smaller organizations. Note, these are listed alphabetically. You can screenshot and return to these to set up demos later. There are also links in the description for detailed feature breakdowns in the Select Hub platform. There you go, some of the best employee engagement tools for smaller organizations. Before we move on, a quick shout out to our title sponsor, Paycom. Unlike systems that bolt together separate tools, Paycom is truly all-in-one, meaning payroll, HR, time tracking, benefits, compliance, and more all live in one database, with no data re-entry, no app hopping, and no security weak points. Even better, Paycom is built on automation. Their AI engine, IWant, gives your workforce permission-based, command-driven access to employee, candidate, and management dashboard data. Just ask a question and it pulls real-time answers instantly. No navigation required. And with automated time-off decisioning, schedule management, and payroll processing all running in the background, Paycom is designed to take the never-ending flood of administrative decisions off your plate. Thanks to Paycom for supporting this series. Check them out through the link in the description to see if it's the right fit for your organization. Now, back to the show. Best employee engagement software for mid-market organizations. Mid-market is where employee engagement starts to require more attention. You can't rely on leadership knowing everyone's names anymore. Different departments have different cultures. Managers have different effectiveness levels, and the distance between leadership decisions and employee experience has grown. Mid-market engagement software buyers typically look for segmented survey analysis, the ability to slice engagement data by department, manager, tenure, location, and role, because company-wide averages hide the real story. Manager accountability features, engagement scores by manager, manager effectiveness metrics, and tools that help managers give better feedback. Action planning workflows, not just reporting on what's broken, but guided workflows for teams and managers to actually commit to changes and track whether they're working. Recognition at scale. Programs that extend peer-to-peer recognition beyond the small team level, with points, rewards catalogs, and company values alignment built in. Connection to performance data. Engagement platforms that integrate with performance management systems so you can see the relationship between team engagement, manager quality, and performance outcomes. Here are several employee engagement platforms often chosen by mid-market organizations. Again, screenshot this list, and there are also links in the description where you can get a much more detailed breakdown feature by feature in the Select Hub platform, as well as compare analyst scores. Our analysts have reviewed popular employee engagement platforms in depth and ranked them with scores based on a myriad of factors like features and integrations. So, if you're in the market for a new engagement platform, you definitely don't want to miss these side-by-side comparisons. A little extra research could save you a ton of time and resources later. Once again, links to the SelectHub platform in the description. Best employee engagement software for enterprise organizations. At the enterprise level, employee engagement is a strategic capability that connects to talent retention, workforce productivity, and organizational culture, all of which have direct financial implications. Some of the best enterprise engagement platforms typically support always-on listening, a mix of lifecycle surveys like onboarding, 90-day, and exit surveys, plus pulse surveys and ad hoc listening that gives a continuous picture of organizational health rather than a once-a-year snapshot. Multi-channel communication, engagement platforms that reach employees where they are, including frontline and deskless workers who don't sit at a desk and don't check email consistently. Integration with HR data, connection to HCM and HRIS, performance management, and compensation systems so engagement insights can be contextualized. Governance and data security, enterprise-grade data handling, role-based access controls, and anonymization that protects employee privacy while giving leaders insights. Advanced analytics and benchmarking, AI-powered sentiment analysis, industry benchmarking data, and predictive models that identify flight risks before people resign. Here are several platforms often chosen by large enterprises for their scalability, integration depth, and governance support. Again, you can screenshot this list and dive into the links for SelectHub's feature-by-feature comparisons. Our analysts have reviewed popular enterprise employee engagement platforms in depth and ranked them with scores based on a myriad of factors like features and integrations. So, if you're in the market for a new engagement platform, you definitely don't want to miss these comparisons. Once again, links to the SelectHub platform in the description. There you have it, an overview of the best employee engagement software in 2026, from small organizations through to enterprise. For more resources, including pricing guides and SelectHub's database of feature comparisons, check out the links in the description. One more big thank you to the sponsors who made this series possible, including our title sponsor, Paycom, as well as our other sponsors and partners, Dayforce, Bamboo HR, PDS, and Paypro. Each of these brings unique value depending on your organization's size, industry, and workforce model. Links are in the description. I'm Devin Hennig with SelectHub. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.